Hey there everyone, we are here in channel Aries and today I will start the series of Saturn transit to Scorpio. So actually Saturn transit in astrology is a quite a big phenomenon because wherever Saturn goes it stays there for 2.5 years. So it has a great impact actually. So if it does good, it's good for a long time, and if it's not good, then if that transit is not good, actually Saturn transit, then you are screwed up for a long time. So we need to actually count Saturn transit, Jupiter transit in astrology for really for precise interpretation. So let's start with the first ascendant, Aries Ascendant. Saturn's transit to Scorpio for Aries Ascendant. Saturn has transited to Scorpio, I guess last year, 2nd November 2014, and it will be there for next 2.5 years till around February of 2017. Quite a lot of time, quite a big time. So for Aries Ascendant, Saturn is the Lord of 10th and 11th house, is actually right now transiting through its inimical sign Scorpio in 8th house. So, and this 8th house is also Ascendant Lord Mars, one more sign. So that's the reason this Saturn transit to Scorpio is gonna give a quite a stressful time to Aries Ascendant people. So Saturn transit into 8th house will actually make Aries Ascendant people finish up all their due and pending works. It will not let it, keep on storing your old works. No. And actually, if someone is having Saturn trouble, you are feeling the Saturn is giving you trouble, so you should actually go back and find out which of the works actually you left out. So your left out work will be done. Saturn will be cool and calm to you. Saturn will let you float. Even I have quite a lot of time observed that Saturn will not let you go ahead until you are not finishing up your old works, your pending projects. So Saturn in 8th house is going to actually aspect your 10th house, your 2nd house, and also your 5th house. So financially this is going to be a stressful time because Saturn is going to aspect opposite house, 2nd house of finance. So Saturn will give lots of stress in savings, in money flow. 2nd is the house of finance, but 2nd house is also the house of speech. So when Saturn will be aspecting speech house, actually people will be in dilemma in delivering speech, in verbal commitment. He will always land up in some kind of dilemma when it will come to commitment. And Saturn is also for idiotism. So the person may give some kind of commitment after that without thinking of much of the consequences, and later he will be thinking, what did I do? So that also, Aries people actually should have some control over their speech, over their commitment issues, because Saturn is aspecting 2nd house. So Saturn in 8th house is also means Saturn is 12th away from your 9th house. 9th house for father. So father and 12th house is for expenditure. So your 8th house is your father's expenditure. So when Saturn is transiting through your 8th house, your father will not be having much of fun to spend comfortably for life. So in a way it's good also because Saturn is very calculative. Saturn gives limitation. So Saturn into 8th house, which is your father's expenditure house, is going to make your father expand calculatively. Yes, expenditure calculatively is good, but what about that? You are not having enough fun to actually make out your life, to have a comfortable expenditure and comfortable lifestyle. So that can also happen. Saturn can also give that kind of life, because Saturn is a malefic planet. This you just can't expect any good things so easily from him. And for Aries Ascendant, of course, it is not. And Saturn in 8th house can also give some trouble to your sibling, because Saturn is 6th away from your 3rd house, and 6th is the house of health issues, some litigation, deaths, all those things. So, and 3rd is your sibling house. So your sibling can actually have some trouble regarding loan issues, some health issues. And Aries Ascendant people can have some actually positive time in terms of acquiring some wealth from opposition. Perhaps you are going through a long-term litigation, so perhaps you will be benefited from that litigation. Saturn in 8th house can do that. And for those who are already in politics, these people can actually have some benefit through their opposition. And Saturn in 8th house is actually going to make a person much more, that person will much more expand in some wrongful purpose. It's not only his own money, perhaps his parents' money, his ancestral property, his ancestral money also. Saturn in 8th house can actually give some tendency to expand in wrongful purpose. And Saturn is 8th house is not going to actually kill anyone. No, Saturn doesn't kill anyone. Saturn in 8th house is going to actually induce you with longevity, but then through the rejuvenation, from death-like experience. So it will give you stress, trouble, and some physical trouble also, but it is not going to kill you for sure. It is going to induce longevity in you, but through some trouble for sure. And Saturn from 10th house is actually 8th house is actually going to aspect your 10th house of profession, 10th house of karma. So what's going to happen on that? Saturn is slow. Saturn is lazy. It can't run fast. So when it will be aspecting your karma house of 10th house, you will not be actually able to finish up your work, your assignment, your project on time. It's not possible, and you will be feeling lack of courage picking up new assignment or finishing up your assignment, working on your assignment, and you will be having indecisive mind, what to do, what not to do in what place in your profession. So obviously that's going to give you trouble, and it's not going to happen that Aries Ascendant people will be having some drastic, dashing decision during this phase. No, they will be always having some, step back while taking some bold decision. But once they will take any decision under any influence, they are not going to change this. That's how Saturn is for stability. Once they are, it's there. But if your ascendant lord and 8th house lord, that is Mars actually, is already in your natal chart, posited in 8th house, Mars and then Saturn is already there transiting, so that can give you lots of health issues, accidental issues. And actually Scorpio is the sign for your internal organ of generation, so it can give you some urinary disease, it can give you some trouble, some disease related to your private parts, rectum, your uterus. For girls it's uterus, all those things. Now actually Saturn is going to cross 3 nakshatras over there. Every sign is having 3 nakshatras. Over here it's Vishakha, Anuradha and Jyeshtha. The first phase will be traversing through Vishakha, and that phase will be quite a lot of neutral mode of functioning for Saturn, because Saturn and Jupiter, they are neutral to each other, and Jupiter is also a benefic planet for for almost everyone, and for Mars also. Mars and Jupiter, they are having positive relationship, they are friendly to each other, so that will somehow neutral the effect of this Saturn transit for Aries people. Then the second phase is going to be Anuradha Nakshatra. During this phase, oh god, Aries people is going to have lots of miseries regarding, I will say, lots of expenditure first of all, and lack of comfort in life, and expands regarding to your health issues, your litigation, or some wrongful deeds. It's like a penalties. Perhaps you didn't actually check that traffic signal and you have ended up paying some hefty amount to the traffic police. So all these things will happen because Saturn is, remember one thing, once Saturn will be retro and then again you should be direct. So whatever the wrongful deed you have did, it is going to catch you for sure. So when Saturn is there in your 8th house, be alert, because Anuradha phase is why going to be so much stressful for Aries people. The Anuradha Lord, Saturn himself. Saturn is the Lord of Anuradha, so this phase is going to be stressful. The last phase will be Jyeshtha, and this phase will be especially trouble related to work, profession, because the Lord of Jyeshtha is Mercury, 3rd Lord and 6th Lord. 3rd is 6th away from 10th house. So 3rd house is actually the obstacle and disease house for your work, your profession, your employment. So during that phase they will be facing some, whatever I told you, that lack of courage, not working well, not taking indecisiveness in workplace. All those things will keep on going. Now actually whatever I told you till now, it depends on many things. Perhaps your Jupiter is already there in 8th house, perhaps your Mars is there, as I told. So all these things also depends, but this is the general interpretation, prediction for Saturn transit for Aries Ascendant people. Now all these things will vary in one thing: how many points Saturn is going to get in your Ashtavarga point, that's true in Scorpio sign. If it's 4, it's okay. If it's more than 4, it's really good. It's really good in few things and really bad in few things too, because in 8th house Saturn is going to do so many trouble. So these troubles will be more also. And if it's less than 4, so troubles will be perhaps less, the good things will also be less. So in that way, now I will say all the themes of this transit phase I have already written down to my article section for 12 ascendants that you can go through. You can write, read, and also get back to me with your queries. I will try my best to reply them. So next perhaps I'll come with Saturn transit for Taurus in this week only, and it will go on and on and on for next 11 signs. Till that time, I will say keep reading and be astro enthusiast. And yeah, Saturn's remedy, that also one more thing, I will be making the video perhaps tomorrow. So till then guys, bye bye.